Hey everybody. Today's later than normal, so I'm going to hang out here for just a second. I have a funny little story to tell you, so I'm going to hang out here for just a second. And then I will tell you my grateful today. I'm not doing Instagram Live today. I'm going to try it again tomorrow. I tried it yesterday, and that's my funny story. So I have one friend on here, so I may just start talking. Alicia, how are you feeling? That's not fun. And cute little Cherie, what are you doing? Have you not started classes yet? You might appreciate what I'm grateful for today. It's funny. I know, right? I have real clothes on. It doesn't happen very often. Kenzie had an eye appointment today. We discovered like 3 days ago that after all summer, her eyes have changed, and so she needed glasses. Well, she has glasses, but she needed to get her prescription redone. So the first day of school, I checked her out early so that she could go get her glasses redone. So we have to wait like 2 weeks, but poor kid, her left eye's worse than the right eye. So now that there's a couple people on, first of all, she had a good day. She had a good first day. It's different for her because her school combined with another school. I think I talked about this yesterday. And so, excuse me, she was a little worried about her first class, but it turned out fine, and she had a good day, and then she didn't have to stay for her last class. Okay, so my jacket fell, so I'm going to hold it. So my funny story yesterday, I'm just going to town on my videos. I had Facebook or Instagram Live working, and it was wonderful. And then someone messaged me, and she's like, hey, you do know, I do work for one of our other coaches. I don't sell Beachbody as much anymore, but I do virtual assistant work for some of our coaches because I know our office and all that stuff. So I was on one of the girls that I work for's account on my Instagram. And so I'm just talking away and doing my thing, talking about my kids and all that stuff. And one of our other coaches messages me, and she's like, hey, I caught your live today on Instagram. And funny thing, you were on Micah's account. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, I'll take that down. Well, then Micah, the girl that I do work for, started getting messages that there was this girl on her Instagram. And she was just talking, and she seemed like another coach and blah, blah, blah. It was me. I just went to town on her Instagram, and then, of course, I had to delete it. It was a good one. It was a good Instagram Live. But anyway, I deleted it. So I'm going to have to do Instagram Live by itself maybe and see how that goes. Clearly, I know, right? Luckily, she's a good sport about it because, it's happened before. I keep her stuff and my stuff separate on different browsers. And so sometimes I'll forget and be on her stuff and start typing stuff like I'm me. And it clearly is not an answer that she would answer. And so she's like, hey, you just answered as you on my account. And I'm like, oh, dang it. So anyway, she's a good sport about it. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Okay, so really quickly today, I waited too late. I've got to go cook dinner. And for inquiring minds, we're having hamburger patties. We mix hamburger, grass-fed beef, and grass-fed pork to make hamburger patties. And then we're having Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and I'm trying, cannot think of the name of it. It's a certain kind of cabbage that's supposed to be really, really good for you. So when I look at the name of it, I'll tell you. But it's a certain kind. So we're having that. And the kids are having buns. John might have a bun. I'm not. And he's started doing some kind of secret thing. I'm probably not supposed to tell you, but some kind of seasoning packet or something he does. So they're super good. So that's what we're having for dinner. Anyway. So if you're like me, and well, not everybody started school today, but we started school today for Mackenzie. Kendall starts tomorrow. So first of all, I'm grateful for coffee. That's my thing today. It's trivial and it's silly and it's dumb, but I'm grateful for it because I might go have to drink some now. It's 7 o'clock and I'm tired. So we have not gotten up before 7:30. I have not gotten up before 7:30 all summer, except for maybe once or twice because my dogs needed to go out. But on a whole, I have not gotten up before 7:30. But my kids have not gotten up before 11. Out of bed. They may be awake, but they haven't gotten out of bed between 10 and 11 all summer. Unless they had a camp and they had to get up early. However, today at 6:30, when I had to wake Kenzie up, she was not very happy. She was a good sport about it because she's not a morning person. So she was she did better than I thought she would. And I even made her coffee and everything this morning. She was too nervous, so she didn't drink it. But she's not a huge drinker in the morning. But anyway, coffee drinker, I should say. And so anyway, I am tired. I had a busy day for no good reason than just work stuff, and then taking her to the eye doctor, and we made buddies with the people at the eye doctor, so we talked about school for a while, and then we had to go to the grocery store, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I just decided while I was sitting here chatting with you that I'm grateful for coffee today, most days, most mornings, but this week specifically, because then tomorrow Kendall wants to get up early. Mommy, I have to be at school early. I want to be the first person there. And I was like, well, how early is that? They start serving breakfast at 6:50 or something at her school. She's like, I want to be there 6:45. And I was like, no, sister, we are not getting there at 6:45. She goes, I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. Her school doesn't start till 7:20. And I was like, you get up whenever you want. I'm not getting up till 6:30. And then I'll come wake you up. And then I'll wake Kenzie up. And you can do whatever you want. So she has her whole plan. She doesn't like her fear, if there's a fear, is nervousness, is walking in and everyone turning and looking at you on the first day of school. Apparently that happened to her 2 years ago, and since then she's like, I do not want to be one of the last people. But anybody knows who drives carpool. Carpool stinks most days, but definitely the first week of school. And so today she was just like, well, Kenzie was fine. She got there on time. But, you know, just walking in the first day of school, even if you've gone to this school for 3 years for Kenzie and 6 years for Kendall, it's still nerve-wracking, apparently. So, anyway, Kendall wants to be there early. And I was like, well, you can go eat breakfast with all the other kids if you want. She's like, no, I don't want to eat breakfast there. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do for 45 minutes? Your friends are not there. You're just going to sit there in the cafeteria? So we compromised, and she would be there at 10 after 7. That's 15 minutes before school starts, before the first bell, and then she will be good. She will not be the last person. Although last year it was great because her teacher, Miss Monty, if you ever see this, she loved it because they sat outside the classroom, and she would make the kids shake her hand and say good morning before they walked in. So Kendall didn't have to worry about being the last person because everybody got in line and waited before you walked in the class. And so you didn't have to worry about being the last person. I think towards the end of the year, that kind of fizzled out a little bit. But this year they won't do that. She was kind of hoping they would. So anyway, so we're going to eat some serious coffee in the morning and Friday. Anyway. I just want to jump on here really quickly, tell you my funny story about yesterday, and my Instagram live fail, and then tell you why I'm grateful for coffee. So next week will be a great week. This week we're going to be a little bit tired. It's kind of like the time change, you know, when the time changes and you're like, oh, it's going to be fine. And then you realize, no, I'm dragging. This is awful. Anyway, that's how we feel this week. So y'all have an awesome night. I'm going to go cook dinner, and I'll be back sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow is a ridiculous busy day. It's like the only day of the week that it's not so, but it's okay. We'll get through it. So anyway, y'all have a good night.